So up till now what we have done is we have set up the environment for Java. So that includes installing Java JRE right here. We installed JRE. Okay, on Oracle, go into navigate to Oracle, go to JRE and install it. Uh, you know how to install it, right?
Yeah.
How?
Following the steps.
So
What else we do?
so yep. So let's see Java runtime environment. If I write that.
Yeah. exe file and then run it and.
So free Java download and download Java and install it. Number two, what you install is JDK, Java Development Kit. Okay, go here, download and install. Yeah, sure.
JRE from Oracle.
Yes, JDK. Okay, Java
And
Development
then
Kit.
JDK also.
Okay, so JDK, JRE, I installed these two.
These are all free.
Okay, JRE, JDK.
Okay.
These two we installed. Then we installed Eclipse.
Wow. This is another thing we need to learn.
Eclipse is nothing but the thing where you write the code.
Okay.
So
Nothing
here,
to learn from that.
download 64-bit Eclipse, but ensure that you are downloading the one which has Java. So let's say
No, go for packages.
yep. So here download packages, and in this you have the ones with Java. So this is the first one is with Java. The other one are just for C, C++. This one is for just C, C++. Then there is one for Android, PHP. So go for the one with Java. So that's the first one.
What is this actually?
Java
Execute.
This is where you will run your code. Alright, so now let's start Java. So sorry, let's start Eclipse. This is how much we did last time.
Oh,
And we wrote our first program and went into each and every basics of what is there in that specific program.
Naresh is also taking with the classes only, or there is something more.
So what do you understand? What do you understand regarding class statement here?
Classes and objects, yeah.
Yep. So this is a package. A package consists of class, interface, right? Lot of things.
What is that Selenium startup.java Selenium new?
Go ahead. Package Selenium new script. So I've created a package. The package would consist of class, interfaces, libraries, functions. Everything would be in a package. Okay, so I've named the package Selenium new script. In Java, every statement of code would end with a semicolon. Right? Then there are libraries that we can bring into this project. Like if we are running Selenium, if we want to execute Selenium, then we require certain libraries, right? Which would understand how Selenium works and execute the commands. So these libraries are WebDriver library, and this one is for Firefox. So working Selenium working with Firefox.
Okay, so then she will catch. She is good.
Good enough to catch? That's good then. Then we'll continue resume for her from tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's move ahead. So here I have imported two classes. One is for Selenium WebDriver and one is for Firefox.
Yeah. Why for Firefox?
Because we're opening this.
So these library Firefox.
Here you see public class Selenium new script. Each Java program would have only one public class, and that public class would have your main function. Okay, so this is my public class. Public
so how
class.
you will define a class?
How does the class work? Let's begin with that. So name of the class. All right. Let's say class testing, and then start and end. So this is how you define a class. Public class is defined, so everything else will be considered private.
Okay.
Okay. So there will be only one public class. Rest all would be private.
What is the difference between public and private?
Public class is
Public
Class.
private is private to that class only.
only that function.
Yes. you need to ensure which class can access it, and only
So
those
we can
ones.
also declare a public class inside a public.
So what is a class? A class, you can consider it as a template or a blueprint. Okay, it's a template, and let's say a class for cars, a class for uh, mm, animals, a class for humans, a class for anything. So it's a template, and let's say it would have variables, or if you have instances variables, and it would have behaviors. Okay, so variables are nothing but what, any idea what is a variables are nothing but memory spaces that are
Spaces, yeah.
allocated. Okay, and we give it a name, and what type of data we would store in that.
Store in that, yeah.
Okay, so what type of data is data type.
Data types, yeah.
Mhm. So now,
So the data set types concept.
so class consists of variables, okay, and second class consists of behaviors. So behaviors are functions or methods that will perform. Here, main is a behavior or a function. Okay, you can have, for cars you can have move ahead, move behind, move left, move right. All right, these are all functions of the class car, or behaviors of the class car. Okay, and number of doors, number of engines, color of the car, all these are variables. Okay, so that is what is a class all about. Is what is what is an object. Okay, an object, so an object is used to instantiate a class. Okay, that's what an object is. It's used to instantiate a class, start a class. So I have a template, but it's not defined. When I give this template of values, specific values, this we can do it using an object. So if I want to define 5 cars, I could define 5 objects. Okay, give them values: 4 doors, pink color, orange color, 2 doors, green color. uh, then I can also define, like, the first car is moving 50 meters ahead, the second car is moving 30 meters on the right. So this are different objects, and using those objects I have instantiated the variables within the class. Also I have instantiated the functions within the class. So object is nothing but an instantiation of the class. So whatever is within the class, you can utilize it through objects. Okay, so today what we are going to do is, I have a class here. Let's define a new class, alright? And in this class, we create functions and we create variables. And then through this function, through this class, that is through our public class, we would instantiate this new class that we have created. Okay, that's what we are going to do. Make sense?
Yeah.
Example here. So alright, so in Oracle they have created 2 classes, bicycle and bicycle demo. These are nothing but the variables of this class. These are nothing but the functions of this class. Okay. Similarly, they have created a public class demo. If no class is defined before, the class with main would be defined as demo public. So in this class, what they have done is they have created a main function. They have created objects of this class here. Alright, bicycle bike1 equal to new bicycle. I will define how the objects are defined, and then they have instantiated the object. So they have given a specific parameter to change cadence, speed up, change gear, print states. So all these functions have been defined. Let's do it, and then let's understand how it works, okay, in more detail. So I have a class called as Selenium script. Let's create a new class uh, called as public class Selenium. Okay, and then this we create, let's define some variables. See, this would not be function because only one public class should be there in a Java program, as I told you. Okay, so let's define some variables in this. So let's say int execute or in Firefox, let's say. Okay, int execute in Chrome. Okay, int execute in
E.
in
Internet Explorer. E.
internet edge, right? Edge. Okay, so these are nothing but variables of this class, right? Now I will let's write some functions of this class. Okay, so let's write few functions here.
What was that dim?
Created certain variables in this class. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to define certain functions. Alright, functions can return a value or it can not return a value. If I have not mentioned any access modifier means this is an access modifier which comes at the beginning. If it is not defined, that means it's a public function, okay, which can be executed from anywhere.
Anyway, yeah.
Alright, so now let's define some functions. So let's say int selenium run in
So these
browser.
are not predefined functions. We create these.
Yeah, this is just an example right now which we are defining, but afterwards when we do selenium, we execute the scripts, you will understand it in more detail. Okay, selenium run in browser. Okay, then let's say int, so and it takes an input as, let's say, string browser. Okay, and so let's define what we have done. This int is an return type. What is the return type? What value this function will return? That's a return type. Okay, run string, this is my function name. Selenium run in browser is my function name. Okay, and here this is string browser is an input parameter. Input parameter is what we were going to give as an input to that specific function. That's an input parameter. Okay, what input I'm going to give. Here second, let's say selenium run in browser, selenium open URL, let's say, and string URL. Okay, and this is my second function. See how the functions would they define. First you would have an access modifier. It can be public, it can be private, it can be protected. We are going to define, going to go in more detail with the access modifiers. Then if it's a static function, that values would not change, you define it as static. Okay, return type, name of the function, and input parameters. Here similarly you can put in public int or just int, or if doesn't return anything, you can just say void. Yeah, so void means no return type, and string, so it will take urls, string url as an input type. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to right now we will not execute in selenium, which is going to happen ahead. Right now what we are going to do is let's just print it out, or let's just put it into a variable, any value, something like, or if you want any other operation, we can do it in this function. Alright, so now this is the browser, right? So I'm going to type a print statement here, system dot out.
Slow. Teja, I'm worried. Teja, I'm worried that about the system, and it may crash again. You're saving everything.